Hi, Mr. Dash.
Hello.
Um,
Yeah, can I help you?
I didn't do so well in the midterm.
Okay, what class are you in?
Chem 112?
Alright.
Did most people do well?
Nobody did really great. If I recall correctly, the class average was around 55.
Will the next exam be easier?
No, but students tend to do a little better on the second exam.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Many students find it difficult to communicate with their professors, especially if they have come to ask a question about something that they feel strongly about, like a disappointing test result. You've just watched Cheryl and Professor Dash have a particularly unproductive conversation. Professors and teaching assistants are generally enthusiastic about their subject areas and about teaching and connecting with their students. Here, Professor Dash had a student who hadn't connected to the subject he was teaching and who was disappointed by her experience in his class, but through their limited interaction, there was little room for him to spark her interest in chemistry or to offer suggestions to help her succeed in the course. From Cheryl's perspective, she might be feeling a little better knowing that she wasn't the only student who did poorly on the exam, but she didn't use effective questioning techniques to find out why or to find out how to do better next time. There are a few pointers we can offer to Cheryl to make her next attempt to seek help from an instructor a bit more useful. First, while she may only have a handful of instructors on campus, each of those instructors is likely to have many, even hundreds of students. It is always a good idea to introduce yourself and to use the proper name for an instructor that you are meeting with to set interactions off on a respectful start. The title Mr. is not one that we commonly use on a university campus. Teaching assistants are usually addressed by their first names, and professors with the title of doctor or professor unless they have invited you to address them by a first name.
Hi, Professor Dash.
Hello.
My name is Cheryl Holmes, and I'm a student in your Chemistry 112 class, the Tuesday and Thursday sections.
Oh, nice to meet you, Cheryl. How can I help you?
In the first scenario, Cheryl answered this question by letting the professor know what was troubling her, the fact she hadn't done very well on her midterm. While her emotional response, disappointment, was very strong, it wasn't a problem the professor could solve. Cheryl was focused on the outcome, not the process and skills that would be needed to succeed on the next exam. This time, Cheryl will use strategic and specific questions that the professor is more able to respond to helpfully. There are two broad categories of question that you may have heard before. A closed question is usually very specific and can be used to elicit answers that are right or wrong. An example might be, "Are you happy?" There are a limited range of acceptable responses. Yes, no, kind of. An open-ended question, in contrast, invites a range of responses. For example, the question, "How are you feeling?" may be answered in thousands of ways. When seeking feedback, it is a great idea to begin with an open question, and then use closed questions to figure out more detail, and to confirm that you have understood information that you are hearing correctly. Confirming the accuracy of information by repeating it in a closed-ended question is called paraphrasing. See if you can identify which kind of questions Cheryl uses in this meeting with Professor Dash.
I was disappointed with my results on the midterm, and I was wondering how my grade compared to the grades of my classmates.
Well, if I recall, the class didn't do great as a total. I think the final average was around 55%.
So everyone did poorly?
Yeah, you could say that.
How come?
Well, I think it's partly because a lot of people in your class haven't written a university midterm before, and you're just learning how to write exams alongside the course content. Usually, students do better on the second midterm.
I haven't written a midterm before, and I'm not quite sure where I went wrong on this one. Would you be willing to look over my exam with me?
Yeah, I'm in a bit of a crunch time right now, but the answers are posted in the hallway.
Oh, thank you. I've looked over those already. I was wondering if you had any suggestions for studying for the next exam?
I'd be happy to help you on your exam, but first I want you to take a look and see if you can identify any patterns. Like, are you better at multiple choice or short answer? Choosing between multiple answers and showing your work are two skills you have to learn when transitioning from high school to university exams. Also, take a look at the topics you may not have understood. Not understanding a topic like pH, maybe, will affect your answers on multiple questions. when you can find those, just mark them down and get back to me.
Thank you very much, Professor Dash. It would be great getting your help figuring out what I may have missed or not understood fully. I will look over my exam and see if I can find any patterns related to the questions that I did well and poorly on.
No problem, Cheryl. I'm happy to help. Just remember, the more specific you can get, the better I'll be able to help you out.
I'll take notes when I'm reviewing my exam and figure out some questions to ask when I come back.
Great. Now, I've got a council meeting right now, but when did you want to meet?
I have a tutorial this afternoon as well. When would be a good time for you?
Thursday morning, okay?
I have a biology lab on Thursday mornings. When would be a good time to bring my exam by?
How about Thursday at 1?
That works for my schedule. I'll see you then. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
As Cheryl discovered, it is unlikely that a visit to your instructor will solve your problems with the course all at once, but bringing specific questions, following an instructor or advisor's advice to investigate your own understanding of the material, and establishing a learning relationship with your instructors are excellent skills for a student to develop. Cheryl is on her way to becoming an adaptive help seeker who knows how to prepare and ask the right questions to get the help she needs.